Hey, here we are again. We are here at PCP, the political commentary page. I am the Lost American, and today is the 18th January, February, March, April, of May. The 18th of May, and I'm coming to you from the insides of an old 1880s built barn from somewhere in southern Europe. Well, not really southern Europe, southern Germany, in Europe. I am the Lost American. I call myself the Lost American because America is lost. It has been lost. It is a mere shadow of its former self, and haven't been back for almost 20 years now. A little afraid to go back, especially with everything that's going on. And I thought about something just within the last 30 minutes. And if you think about it, you will also come to the same conclusion I have. There has been a word that has been used often on all of the mainstream medias. It's a word that, was never really overused, but now that word is used in every other sentence you hear. Any idea what it could be? Think hard. What word do you hear again and again and again on the news, on the radio, on television? You see it in print. You see it on the internet. There's one word. I'll let you think about that. What could it be? I guarantee you right now, you jump on the internet, go to any news site, you're going to see that word. And it's usually paired with another word. No guesses? That word is essential. Essential. Essential workers. Essential businesses. This word is being used. And this is just the beginning. Mark my words, there will be such a thing as an essential worker. Everyone else will be non-essential. They won't matter as much. An essential worker. You know, we've heard the governors shutting down in the U.S., not just the governors, but at least that's the way it's done in the U.S. In Germany here, you have different Bundesstaats, states. In the U.K., you have regions and districts, and, Spain also, and France. And basically, you have somebody in charge of each and every district or state. In America, we call them governors. And they have claimed that non-essential businesses should remain closed in certain areas and between certain times. And only traveling for essential reasons would be allowed. And only essential workers would be allowed to continue to work in these essential businesses. Now, if you don't fall within that line of the word essential, then you're out of luck. So what exactly is an essential worker? I don't want to talk about an essential business, but first let's just talk about an essential worker. What would you describe as an essential worker? Someone who is needed to do a task in which a company requires a person to do. They are essential. Is a garbage man essential? I'm sure there is a more political correct word to say garbage man. But are they essential? The librarian, is he or she essential? What about the taxi driver? bus driver, conductor, airline pilot, teacher, a plumber. Are these essential or not? And do you fall into one of these categories? Are you a social marketing manager? Are you essential? Your business might think you are essential. The company in which you work for might think you are essential. But to the people who make the rules, you're not. I think they would put into the category of essential state employees, nurses, doctors, fire department, police department. Those are essential. Everything else is non-essential. Businesses, which they would claim are essential, would be hospitals. And yes, those are businesses. The police department, of course. The fire department, of course. And of course, state-run sectors of business. These would all be considered essential. Now, before I continue, of course, this is a live call-in show. I do bring things to the table to talk about. However, you have the opportunity to change the direction of this program anytime you want, just by calling in and talking about what you want to talk about. I will be more than happy to change the subject. But since I'm the only one talking right now, an essential business or an essential employee. You know, if you look at it, if you are a simple clerk, and I don't want to say that because, you know, when I don't want to use the word simple, but if you're a clerk, is your job essential? I mean, if you work behind the counter, if you operate a cash register, is your job essential? And if the place in which you work was closed down because it's non-essential, are you still essential? You see what I'm saying? If your business that you work for is closed down because it's non-essential and you consider yourself an essential worker, are you still essential if you have no job to go to? Well, I would gather, yes, you are essential, especially if you have others depending on you. You're essential. This is a major disconnect we have with politicians. They can sit behind their desks after being driven to work or sitting in their nice $1 million homes and with a swish of a piece of a pencil on a piece of paper, you can be considered non-essential. They don't take into consideration the people are indebted to. They don't take into account these things. They just consider you non-essential. How does that make you feel? How does that really make you feel to have apparently your elected leaders who are apparently there to ensure prosperity within a given state? How does that make you feel for them to say, you, my friend, are not essential? I mean, I think that would kind of piss me off, no? I mean, I hope it does piss some people off. And apparently it's pissing a lot of people off. A lot of people are having a big issue with this because the people who depend on them, they cannot support them anymore because they were deemed non-essential. Any company that hires people is essential. That's black and white. That's clear as day. And to have anybody come out and say that this business is non-essential is not dealing with a full deck. They're not looking at things from and I will say it, a real person's perspective, because politicians are not real people. They don't live in the same world that all the rest of us do now, do they? They have their own world. Everyday worker. So, are you non-essential? The business that you worked for, has it shut its doors because it's non-essential also? This word we are hearing more and more and more. And why? It's for us to get used to it. Non-essential. Because I guarantee it. They're already talking about, I saw today, they're already talking about vaccine. This vaccine looks promising. Yeah, the vaccine looks promising. And the people who get this vaccine, perhaps they will be considered essential. The ones who opt out, perhaps they will be considered non-essential. Because, as I said in the last broadcast that we had, if you don't get a vaccine, you're not getting a job. That's all there is to it. Laws will be passed because you will be a danger. You will be considered a danger to other employees if you have not had this vaccine. You will not be able to get a job. You will not be able to fly on an airplane. You probably won't be able to ride a bus. You will be considered the unclean, non-essential. This is a primer, I believe. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm some conspiracy nut, because I'm really not. Yeah? Although I will say, a lot of conspiracies have turned out to be absolutely true. Absolutely. Maybe not absolutely is 100%. Maybe 90%. After time, they have been proven to be true. So I want you to write this down or put it on your phone or make a note of it somewhere. This word non-essential or essential is going to be used again and again and again until it becomes as normal as the word employed, unemployed. And the two are going to go together. An essential person is employed. A non-essential is unemployed. Because as I said in the past, the only non-essential business is a business that doesn't exist. And you know what's going on here right now? This is pretty crazy. The nurses in the whole country are now working part-time. Why? Because all the hospitals are empty. They were expecting this huge, monstrous wave of death, and it never came. So now all of these nurses really have nothing to do. Funny, huh? It kind of contradicts what we've heard. It contradicts it quite a bit. Now, the one thing that I was thinking about fairly recently too is refugees. Now, in Europe, we have a lot of refugees, yeah. And they live in shanty towns, basically. They're all packed in there together. And they all, leave the shanty towns and go do their shopping normally. And apparently, a huge outbreak has hit one of these refugee centers because, the people in there are non-essential. We don't want them, but they're stuck here. They receive very little care, very little support, because nobody really knows what to do with them. And if this virus is such a danger, why haven't they done anything at these refugee homes? Nothing at all. They don't have any sanitation there, hand sanitizer. They don't have one entry in, one exit out. They don't do the social distancing, knowing that the people in these centers will, flush out into the populace. I don't know. I just really don't know. Some things just... Yeah, there's a virus. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not saying there isn't a flu either. I'm not saying you can't get strep throat either. But I think we're just being misled. Truly we are being misled. And we're making way too much out of it. Way too much out of it. You heard about the governor in Michigan, I believe it is. That she basically stripped a barber of his license because he did not follow the orders and opened up his non-essential business. Apparently, he's been cutting hair in that town for 50 years. He's 77 years old. 77 years old, and he's had this barber shop for over 50 years. And somebody comes in and tells him, sorry, man, you're non-essential. And your business is non-essential. You have to close it. Now, can you imagine that? It just doesn't seem right, does it? The governor has had a lot of, blowback to the point that, armed militia show up. God damn it, I'm going to shoot you. I tell you who not essential is. I'll tell you what's not essential. This bullet here, that's essential. Sorry. And you know what I say about the people who go to these lockdown protests with guns. It just doesn't, for me, it just kind of sends the wrong message. I'm not saying they don't have a right to do it, but it just sends the wrong message, I think. I think it dilutes the importance of what they really want to say. I mean, it gives, come on. I mean, you can stand there and say your points and argue your points very logically because they do make a lot of sense. Yeah, that all these shutdowns are causing much more harm than good. And I think people would listen to you more and take you more seriously and take you to heart if you were not dressed in full body armor, in black, with an AK or an MP5 or whatever the fuck it is strapped to your back, with a 9mm on your hip and a hunting knife. I just think people would take you more seriously. That's all. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Now, here's this lady from Michigan. I'm not exactly sure she's going to say anything here, but this is a story. She's under a lot of she's taking a lot of blowback, but she's not backing down, man. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, what was that? Here are 5 things to know about one of the contenders in the... What the fuck? 5 things to know about Governor... She's a running mate now? This story is about she slams anti-lockdown protest, and now this video is about a running mate? Jesus Christ! Who the fuck put this webpage together and who did this video? That's bullshit. My God. That pisses me off. Well, I guess that's what I, get for not, checking these things before I show them. But anyway, she's going on the offense against mounting protests, rocking Lansing over her strict stay-at-home orders, saying she will not apologize for protecting people's health during the coronavirus pandemic, and alleging there are political undercurrents rippling through the demonstrations. Okay, she will not apologize for protecting people's health. She's not protecting people's health. How is she protecting people's health? How? Is she going door to door, checking their refrigerators, making sure they have healthy food, making sure they're not smoking, checking out that liquor cabinet over there? She's not protecting people's health. She never did it before. She's not doing it now. She's just pandering. Whitmer, a Democrat who earlier this month extended her austerity stay-at-home order until at least May 28th. May 28th? Wow. That's a long fucking time. Said in an interview with Fox News that while people have a right to protest, well, wait a minute. How can they protest if they have to stay at home? She's stupid. They have a right to protest from their own homes. How does she expect? What do you mean they have the right to protest? She knows they have to go outside to protest, doesn't she? Who is this woman? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. There is a lot of politics at play here, unfortunately. Oh, wait a minute. This is her talking. Well, there is a lot of politics at play here, unfortunately, Whitmer told Fox News. The protests are very political in nature, instead of being focused on the stay-at-home order. Well, of course their protests in nature are very political. The protests are very political in nature. Yeah, they are. Apparently, you're a Democrat. Yeah. And you impose these stay-at-home orders. So apparently they're going to be politically motivated because, you're a Democrat and they're Republicans. You're a Democrat, they're Republicans. You're a Democrat, they're Republicans. So it's going to be... And why would a protest be... The protest is on the stay-at-home order, too. Yeah, of course, during these protests, they're going to say, oh, the Democrats, blah, 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 blah. Of course they're going to say that. Because you are the head figure of that party in that state. You dummy. She added, but I've been focused on doing my job, and I'm going to keep it going, and I'm not going to apologize about that. I'm not changing the way I run this state because of some protest. I'm not changing the way I run this state. That says a lot. You shouldn't run the state. The people should run the state. No? For the people, by the people, governed for the people, by the people, by the people. Did she not take constitutional law? Did she not go to school? Was she sick? No. She's a politician. And politicians love power. I run the state. Politicians love power. Yeah? Maybe here, this is a video here. Let's take a look and see if this is a video here about the protest. So let's take a look. It says freedom. Huh. Stay home. Okay. Right. Okay. Not stupid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You ever see a purple Trump hat? I've never seen one. This is the one of the biggest difficulties that the people have is trying to convince the politicians that we're not stupid. That's tough because most politicians believe that people are stupid. But politicians believe that people are beneath them intellectually and every other way that goes around it. Yeah, so politicians believe people are stupid. That is true. And that's difficult for, the people who are protesting to try to get that message across. Hey, man, we're not stupid. And it makes it harder to get that message across when you're standing up there in full body armor, an AK-47, and up there, God damn it, we ain't stupid, I'm telling you. Okay, you see what I'm saying, guys? Leave the guns at home, man. Boy, look at that. My God, look at that dude. Hey, did you see that? He even freaking had a canteen. Like he's going to be camped out forever. I'm not sure what else. Look at that. Look at all that shit the guy's got. It looks like a grenade. Some kind of, I don't know what the hell that is. It's got a walkie-talkie up here. Probably a big flashlight, a billy club. Boy, this dude's ready, man. He's ready to rock. And he's going to a protest about stay at home. You see what I'm saying now? You understand? It doesn't help your cause, guys. Oh, look at that dude. He's got the MP right there. Okay, dude. Okay, you see what I'm trying to say? When the biggest barrier that the people have is trying to convince the politicians that we're not stupid. It's like that guy from Star Wars. Uh-huh. Congratulations. Made first place. Okay, a lot of precautions that you've become familiar with. I was talking to someone today, and they have their own business. And they have had to, the people keep voting for politicians, so they are a little stupid. I agree. I agree 100%. Yep, you hit the nail on the head there. The person has their own business, and they were basically sent out a memo saying and telling them everything that they need to do to open up a business. Have a separate exit, a separate entrance, have a distance between the people, have a hand sanitizer dispensers at the door. All of these things. And I'm telling you right now, this will be the new norm. These will not go away. This is a primer, just like non-essential. You get people used to it little by little, and then it becomes the norm, and then people forget what it used to be like before it. People who were born after 9/11 have no idea what freedoms they lost, because they were born in a time when those freedoms were already taken away. People had no idea that back in the 80s, you didn't have to wear a seatbelt, didn't have to wear a helmet. Now, are these good things to do? Yeah. But at that time, people still had the freedom of choice. People were able to choose and make bad decisions for themselves, or good decision for themselves. But if you were born after that, it's normal for you. You do not question it. It's just the way things are done. This is becoming the new norm. Even after a vaccine is found and injected into people, this will still be done. Gone are the days of handshakes. Welcome to the days of social distancing. It's not going away. It's not going away. So what was it about? Oh yeah, this is about the governor. Yeah. Okay. We also have the same thing here. That the threats of violence are very real, and no one in public life should be subject to that, Whitmer said. That's the governor. With everyone from local leaders to my calls with the White House, I've asked if we can all please do whatever we can to bring down the heat. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring down that heat. It says here a 32-year-old Detroit man was arrested for allegedly making death threats against Whitmer and State Attorney General Dana Nessel over the COVID-19 related restrictions. Man, you better let me out of my house or I'm going to fucking kill you. Yeah, so we got to bring down that heat, man. Bring down that heat. Here we have a guy chatting about bringing down the heat. I wonder if he's a fireman. Kind of looks like a fireman. He's got the white shirt and stuff. Be a good to kind of as a sheriff's. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fishing? This guy's dangerous. Listen to him. He's defying the orders of his commander-in-chief, which in this case is, the governor. This guy should be fired, right? I mean, he just said he's going to use common sense. Who the hell does he think he is? God damn it. Get stretched. You see? It's all about saving lives. We got to make sure that guy out there in the motorboat, doesn't, have an accident. And because it's a motorboat, it can go out further in the lake. And if he runs out of gas, he's not going to be able to get back in because it's like a motorboat. And he could like die out there from like food. Lack of, that is. Because he's probably a bad fisherman. So catching fish isn't going to help him. I mean, and he's like stuck out there. He could be out there for months. And that's dangerous. I'm trying to save his life. If it makes people feel better, I could take it. I really don't give a fuck what he says, but if it makes him feel better, that's fine. I mean, that's what she said. That's exactly what she said. You did hear that, right? You did hear her say, I don't give a fuck what he said. If it makes him feel better, he can say whatever he wants. Oh, God. You should write for a Hallmark or something like that. Now that's bullshit. Every life matters. Every life matters. I wonder if she ever put a reprise or what's that? What is that called? When somebody's on death row, a pardon, not a pardon. The governor has the ability to stop it. And there's a word for that. And I can't think of it right now. But I wonder if she ever did that. If she says that every life matters. This is just pandering. That's all it is. It's just bullshit. Oh, oops.
Inside the house where they start arguing
Oops, sorry.
and start drinking alcohol. And I think that's reasonable.
Sheriff, you're on the front lines of this. Do you feel like the pendulum is swinging a bit, that at the beginning, and there were some justifiable reasons to make sure that health and safety came first, but that now maybe some things have gone too far and people are standing up for their rights?
Yes, I agree with some of that. That curve they're talking about is flattening. And right now in Berry County, we are in the kind of the peak of what they said was the wave that was going to hit Berry County. A week ago, we had 7 that were positive, 1 that was recovered, and we had 1 death. Now we're up to about 16, and this was yesterday. I didn't check today's numbers yet. Mm-hmm. Today we're up to 16, still have the 1.
See, you're incompetent. The governor was right. You should be fired. First, you're going to ignore her orders. He can say if he wants to, First, you ignore her orders, and now you're not checking up-to-minute death rates from the coronavirus. Yeah, I'm not sure about this guy. I think he's using his head too much, and you can't do that. See, what does Mr. Trump here say? Trump says the governor of Michigan should give a little bit, and put out the fire. These are very good people, but they are angry. They want their lives back again, safely. See them, talk to them, make a deal. He sure is about that make a deal thing, no? He always says that. And he always says they're good people. They're very good people, but they're angry. Yeah, of course they're angry. Of course they're angry. And it's just common sense to understand why they're angry. Yeah? Especially, I keep thinking about that guy, that 77-year-old man who had operated that barber shop for 50 fucking years in the same town in the same place, and then being told you're non-essential. Your business is non-essential, and you are too. So you need to close it and go home. Man, that's hard. That's cold is what it is. It's cold. But, so the governor is not giving an inch. She's fighting back. Let those little peasants say what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do. Let them say what they want to say. I'll just bring in the National Guard and crack some skulls. Maybe that's what it's going to come down to. Also, I'm just going to do a quick thing here, just basically a cruise around the place. We've got Turkey announces nationwide curfew. Okay, that's great. Nationwide curfew. Nationwide. Norway's prime minister messages to travelers: If you don't have a work reason to come, we'll send you back. So basically, no tourist. That's going to hurt their industry, their tourism industry. Spain coronavirus mortality rates dropped sharply since the peak of pandemic.
Black colleges and
Officials
universities
say.
have been a beacon of
UK defends decision to wait months before adding smell to the list of potential coronavirus.
College presidents say COVID-19
Smell?
has put HBCU's financial
okay.
footing in jeopardy.
Italy
in ways
records
unlike
lowest
other
daily
schools in higher
increase
ed.
in coronavirus deaths since the beginning of lockdown. Merkel, Angela Merkel,
With classes moving online
and
schools issuing
Macron,
substantial refunds
Germany
for
and
room
France
board,
unveil coronavirus
HBCUs
recovery plan
say
for
they've
EU.
Had to adjust dramatically,
Okay,
and
UK
it hasn't
adds
been
160 new
Basically,
coronavirus
we had
deaths
to
now.
rush to try
We
to
all
provide
have
and
known,
ourselves
and
with
I hope we all
technology
realize
in the
that
realm of technology. Many of the
when they
infrastructures
say,
are not
what's
up to
going on
par.
here?
But without deep endowments and large
Is
cash
this
reserves,
not muted or something?
tuition fuels
Is there some other
operations
thing
at
coming through?
HBCUs.
Oh, mute site. God damn it. It just starts playing. The websites just start playing. The way they count deaths, we can't, we've heard story upon story upon story upon story. If somebody died and they tested positive for coronavirus, but they fell out of a 40-story building window and broke their neck, they died of coronavirus. We all know that how they tally these death rates are, they need to be questioned. Yeah. Iran says it has been hit hard by coronavirus, but has flattened the curve. That's another, new little vocabulary, words that we got. Australia, leaders must investigate and determine if WHO's power needs to be stronger. Oh my God. Okay. Italian Prime Minister says next few months will be very hard as the country starts to reopen. Okay. And then, of course, we have English Premier League, foosball, soccer, starts training again. First coronavirus case confirmed in Ecuador's Amazon tribe. Oh no. The Amazons have now been infected by the coronavirus. It is the end. So that's basically the headlines on. Now, this was all from CNN. So for those of you who think that I only look at Fox News, you're totally sorely mistaken. I look everywhere, totally different websites from, different countries also to get their take on it, to get a really well-rounded take. But I guess the only thing that I really want to talk about tonight is just this phrase that we need to become familiar with. Yeah? And the phrase is non-essential. This is going to be part of our new vocabulary from now on. And it will go together with the word employed or unemployed. Yeah? And if you get right down to it, if you want to look at it from a technology point of view, a lot of jobs are non-essential. because we have robotics to do these jobs. If you are in the software industry, your job will be non-essential because software will do your job. Software will write its own software. Your job will also become non-essential. This term is going to be inbred in all of us. The people who are being born now will not know a world without non-essential and essential when it comes to, businesses or professions. Hairdressers will become non-essential. Technology will do that. Taxi drivers, non-essential. Bus drivers, non-essential. Pilots, non-essential. Ship captains, non-essential. Auto mechanics, give it some time. Give it some time. Because they too will become non-essential. Teachers? Well, I think this has proven. This, 3, 4, 5, 6 months has already started to chip away the concept of we need teachers. This could be done over the internet. All we need to do now is get rid of the teacher. I mean, does a student really care that they're talking to a real person or a really good CGI? Huh? I mean, teachers, non-essential. This is a primer. This is what we are getting ready for. This is what they are getting us ready for. Write it down in your calendar and put in, or right now, if you got a phone on you, get your phone. Get your phone. Get your phone. Open up your calendar. Is it open? Did you open your calendar? Open up your calendar on your phone. You will find that we are in May 2020. I want you to, scroll or do whatever or fast forward to the year 2026. January 1st. Write down in there, I am no longer essential. And put an alarm on it. So when that alarm comes on and you are sitting there thinking to yourself, what am I doing? What have I done in my life? This alarm's going to ring. You're going to look at your phone and you're going to say, that's right. I'm non-essential. That's what they're getting us ready for. Essential, non-essential. Okay, later on this week, I'm going to be putting out my schedule. I will be put on a normal schedule, and I should have it done by Friday. And so I will be coming on daily. On some days twice a day, on other days just once a day. But I will put that up so people will be able to put it in their calendar, or just follow me, and then you will know when I'm on. Okay, then. So. Babbitt dog, Babbitt dog, Babbitt dog. You are essential because you're here. Yo. Okay. So until next time, I will talk to you later. And, oh, yeah. That's so nice. Okay. I'm going to bed and talk to you guys later. Bye. Ciao.